Homebuyer shortage pushes sellers to cut prices or quit. My name is Chris Astolero with Exchange Resources. Welcome to LEARNin Local Live. All right, everybody, welcome to the show. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you all had a productive week. Ready for the weekend. Crystal, Tracy, Martin, nice to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being here. Great day today. Are you guys excited about the show today? It looks like we've got a lot of stuff to cover today.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be epic.
Fantastic. So we've got an amazing article that Crystal's going to be talking about that's affecting the sellers and buyers. Prices are still high. Sellers aren't getting the prices that they want. There's a lot of buyers who are still up against the fence as far as buying. So we're going to talk about how that's affecting the real estate market. We've got Martin, who's going to talk about not our off-market deals. And who doesn't want off-market deals, right? For investors, for first-time buyers, for people who just want to get a great deal on real estate. Martin's going to talk about that. And Tracy Hassey, she's going to be talking about some of our networking events that you can go to. So we've got a great show. I'm so excited to get it started. Let's move on with the show. LEARNin Local Live is a live platform that highlights real estate professionals in your area. We present real off-market deals, not the fake ones you see on the internet, and we showcase local events for networking so that you can meet successful real estate professionals in your area. More importantly, we're here to educate, empower, and inspire you to make the right decisions and be successful in real estate. This show is not only for realtors or investors, but it's also for first-time home buyers and all of you who are intrigued and want to know more about what's really going on in the San Diego real estate market right now. Don't believe everything you read on the net. We're here to give you the real scoop of what's really going on. You may be wondering, how do we do this? We connect, we collaborate, and we create content with the experts and influencers who make it all happen. We work with buyers, sellers, investors. We write contracts and deal with all the changes and challenges on a day-to-day basis. We provide real people, real deals, in real time. All right, welcome everybody. Hey, Crystal. It was only a few days ago that I saw you and Tracy at the Coronado Real Estate Association. And you had some great deals the last time, but we missed you. I think you were at a wedding or you were in Mexico.
Oh, that was me. I was in Cancun for the week, and then I unfortunately got really sick. So I'm glad to be back. I know one of my colleagues had to jump in for me last week, but she did great. So I'm just happy to be back.
Well, fantastic.
Glad to have you back.
I'm so glad everybody's here today. I'm so excited about what we have in store for you today. Let's kick off our first segment of the show and meet our local influencers. And the reason why we bring our influencers on the show is because they're real estate professionals in your community, and they're here and they're live. This is not pre-recorded. I don't have any problems with pre-recordings, but they're here, they're live. You can ask them questions. It definitely increases their credibility, their professionalism, and whoever you connect with can advise you and guide you through the most expensive purchases in your life, your real estate. My name is Chris Astolero with Exchange Resources. So grateful to be a part of this production. They highlight me and give me a spotlight as the industry professional on 1031 tax-deferred exchanges in San Diego. So if you want a spotlight, if you want to be a part of this amazing and growing community, text, email, or call us. We'd be happy to connect with you so that you can be a part of this amazing show. Now, a little bit more about Exchange Resources. Are you an investor that has just sold their investment properties and it's going to be faced with a huge tax consequence? On a $1 million gain, that's about 30 to 40% in taxes that you're going to be facing. So we'd like to help you defer all of your capital gains taxes and roll that over into another property. We're a qualified intermediary. We're with Exchange Resources, and we're here to answer any questions you have on deferring your capital gains taxes on any investment property you have. Welcome, everybody. Our viewers definitely want to get to know all of you. So please, Crystal, tell us about who you are, what you're passionate about, and the company that you work for.
Yes, thanks you guys for having me. I am Crystal Hughes with EXP, and I'm a part of the #3 team in the nation. Now, wouldn't it be helpful if you were selling and getting multiple offers? We are closing today on a property that got $30,000 over the asking price. And if you're buying, to lock in just under a 6%, we just also did that for a buyer as well. And if you could do that, wouldn't it be helpful to get it at a monthly comfortable payment? So I've been in real estate for 13 years, and my passion is helping you bridge the gap and with your goals to where you're at currently and where you want to go. So let's connect and I can help make your goals happen.
Perfect. Thank you, Crystal, for that introduction. Martin, please tell us about who you are, your passion, and the company that you represent.
Of course. Hey guys, my name is Martin Magana, and if you guys are looking for any off-market opportunities in San Diego, look no further than RMS Real Estate Investments. Here at RMS, we're wholesalers, and we're just trying to change the name of the game. The stigma for our wholesalers is that they're unethical, untransparent. They're just trying to pull as much money out of their buyers. That's where we kind of do things differently. To start, I'm a licensed agent. Everybody in my office is licensed. We do things very different. We're trying to maximize how much money you can make, and we keep our fees extremely low because I'm looking for somebody who's going to want to buy from me multiple times because they know I'm not going to screw them over with our insane fees. And that's how you build the relationship, is just making sure I'm super transparent with everything, making sure they know everything that's going on, and helping educate people how to avoid some of these wholesalers who are trying to take advantage of it. Yeah, Martin Magana with RMS Real Estate.
All right. Thank you for that introduction, Martin. Tracy Hassey, please introduce yourself, what you're passionate about, and the company that you represent.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody here today. You are in for a treat. Once again, Tracy Hassey, Super Connector here with Ticor Escrow Services. And I have a question for all you brokers, realtors, and investors. How are you safeguarding your real estate deals from cyber fraud? It's a big deal. It's happening every day. So let's talk. Once again, Tracy Hassey, Ticor Escrow Services. We are the leaders at protecting your clients' money and information and your commission from wire fraud and cybercrime. It's exciting to learn and share and really support you and your clients for great success. So enjoy the show, and cheers to all the influencers on the show today.
Thank you so much, Tracy. And Nicole, so great to meet you for the first time. Welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself, what you're passionate about, and the company that you represent.
Thanks for having me here. I'm Nicole Turner. I'm the broker owner at Sell State Next Gen Realty, serving San Diego County since 2009. Been in this industry for about 20 years, one of the top 3%ers here in the county. My superpower, turning clients' stresses to absolute successes. So many different ways we do that, and I'm just thankful to be here today with you to share some insight. Thanks for the opportunity.
Fantastic, Nicole. Thank you so much. And Simi, so great to have you on our show. Please tell us about you and your passions and the company that you represent.
Thank you so much, guys. It's a pleasure for me to be here today with you guys to share what I do best. I am a military spouse. I work with military clients. I help people to be the boots on the ground. Oftentimes people come and they have to purchase things sight unseen. I'm also an expert in multiple communities. I live and work in Coronado, and I know all those duty stations and people coming here. So my pleasure to really educate, inform, empower my clients to be in the front driver's seat when they are making their largest purchase to build their wealth.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And Mr. Carlsbad, John, great to have you on the show today. Always great to see you. Please introduce yourself and your passion and your company.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. My name is John Anagnos, aka Mr. Carlsbad with EXP Realty. We are top 200 in production at EXP Realty, and we're always looking to get the best deals for our clients, whether you're buying or selling. We're happy to be of service to you.
Fantastic. Thank you, John. We got a great show for you today. Thank you all so much for joining us in this beautiful day, San Diego, California. Let's move on to the next segment of the show, our LEARNin Local Insights.
Hey everybody, I'm Crystal, and first we are going to thank, before we get right into our insights, our sponsor, Farmers Insurance.
My name is Patrick Ono. I'm a Farmers Insurance agent. I've got many years of insurance and financial services background, and what I can bring to the table is knowledge. The insurance industry has been just as volatile. Things that you thought were normal just a few years ago are no longer normal. Having someone that's on your side with the knowledge and background and able to help, that's what I'm here for. We're here to educate and empower. Hopefully I can bring some of that to you and some of that to the group.
All right, everybody. So again, our goal here with the insights is to provide you the real-time information and not just the fake news. So today's article was talking about sellers, how the sellers for many years have been holding all of the cards. There's been skyrocketing home values, and there's been a shortage for the sellers to actually cut the prices or sometimes even quit and choose to rent. So across the country, buyers and sellers are gaining leverage to finding that they need to adjust a little bit on their pricing and marketing, whether that means being more realistic or offering buy down rates and giving concessions and helping with closing costs. So there are some good news there in that sense. The bottom line is it's not about throwing a listing online and hoping that it sells. It's about strategically pricing it and working with buyers and sellers in order to procure offers. So we're going to talk a little bit about these strategies, thoughts on what's actually happening in the market, and diving a little bit more into this article and kind of the opinions from further. So we'll start with some of the influencers here.
Nicole, what do you think about the article, about what's going on with this real estate market right now? And obviously, Crystal had a lot to say as far as strategizing, because buyers are still not buying. They're still up against the fence. The prices are still high. Sellers are wanting the highest price possible, from, post-COVID times. What do you think about the article?
I think the biggest thing in 2025 that I've seen is the theme of like price or patience. What are you willing to hold for when it comes to a seller? Because truly our acceleration rate that we were at in 21 and 2 was so fast, so rampant. And I think the consumer mindset is still really adjusting to like where we're at in 2025. I'm not at 1,700 inventory. I'm not at 1,400 inventory. That's supposed to feed a population of 4 million people in San Diego County. Even today, being at about 5,200 active homes on the market, I'm still short. So I think the theme continues to stay price or patience, what's the seller's need. And that's truly where we as agents work with strategies to be able to bring the results. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead, Nicole. Finish your thought there.
Well, no, and just before, even with our sponsor, he was talking about insurance and the costs that are up, and so many shifts that are happening in today's market. We all saw coming 3 or 4 years ago when things were changing and things were passing. And in my world, it's always the forward motion of like the messes that we're going to be cleaning up and the strategies that we have to continue to change. And all of us know here, there's no book that teaches that. It's just experience and being out there with our clients and creating all of those home journeys one by one.
Yes, fully agree. I think getting ahead of the curve was one of the things that stood out to me too, because there's those adjustments in the market, and still expecting what we had from before, again, is not realistic. So awesome.
So I am just seeing there's just a lot of changes in the market. And one of the things as an agent can do to really help a seller prepare to sell the house is to be really finite in the comparables and what's happening in that micro market. Not every market is going to have a blanket on it. So really just getting deep into what's happening, even neighborhood specific. I think one of the things that I provide and the service that others may not is calling other agents, like what's happening, what happened in your previous listing that went active and then inactive, and then giving that feedback so that what Nicole said is actually absolutely correct, is really just, do you have patience to withstand a market that is ebbing and flowing literally on a micro basis, on a weekly basis, or, the motivation that they might have to dig deep and really know what's happening. The other thing I think that's really, really important is the preparation in terms of timing. A lot of times the noise out there is like things were moving so quickly, and in reality, they're not. Days on market are sitting longer. So the expectation, and that there are people out there, buyers have a little bit of an upper hand. And so what they're doing is asking for more concessions, and things so don't pack your boxes just yet, guys. We got to work together hand in hand, and we will take them to the finish line every time. And that's what this article really highlights to me.
Love that. John?
Yes, I 100% agree with what Simi just said. I totally agree with that. And the reason is because Eris and myself have listings right now where we're just now getting into escrow, and it's been more than 3 months on the market, and sellers, it's not the same market we had even a couple of years ago. And so interest rates are starting to come down, but yeah, buyers are holding more cards in their deck, and there's a lot more concessions that need to be made that weren't really possible before. So it's it's setting the expectation, and constant communication is absolutely key.
Perfect. Well, yeah, that's great. There's just so much stuff going on as far as what the buyers need to be aware of before making these purchases. And a lot of these sellers right now, they have a certain price point that they want to meet. Maybe they're retiring, maybe they need a certain value. And the problem is a lot of the properties are staying on the market longer now, right? There's more inventory on the market, and it's very difficult for them. So what a lot of them are doing right now is they're pulling off the market. They're turning them into long-term rentals, holding them, right? And that's probably what a lot of them may end up doing, because they have a certain price point, and they're going to wait until the market catches up to the price that they want, right? So in a couple years, it's going to be good for them because they've waited. They can do a 1031 tax deferred exchange and roll that over into other properties. Did you know that if your client has lived in the property for at least 2 years, right? And if they sell it, they have the 121 tax exclusion, right? It's either 250,000 or 500,000. But listen to this: if they turn it into a rental property, they've lived in it for 2 years, they turn it into a rental for 2 years, and before year 5, they turn around and sell it. Guess what? They have the benefit of both the 121 tax exclusion, the $500,000. And let's say it's a $1.5 million property that they're selling. The first $500,000 of that $1.5 million is tax-free. And the other $1 million, they can roll it into other properties, no taxes, right? So that's going to be a great strategy for a lot of people. But obviously, in that sellers are competing with also brand new homes as well that's on the market, right? And they're providing concessions, they're providing buy downs. So I'm hoping that, when the market changes, when the interest rate goes down, the market will level off a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, any other insights, Crystal, on this article?
Yeah, I think that one of the things that we really want to focus on, like you said, is there's a tolerance of, do we wait or do we move forward? And I think the most important thing is really to sit down and actually look at what those numbers look like. Meet with a financial advisor, meet with one of these real estate agents here, and just look at what those numbers look like, because there are opportunities if you're looking to sell and to buy. Again, if we strategically help plan for you. And there are ways too to have an off-market property. So if you're a seller and you're waiting for the right specific price, we can hold it, have it to where we can market it and advertise it at broker tours and to our companies, and maybe even get you the right price. So sometimes it doesn't make sense to sell. But right now there are actually some opportunities and advantages to move forward. It's just a matter of, does it make sense? And hitting the market at the right time. So I think with this article, the bottom line is having realistic expectations, strategy with marketing, and really helping making sure that you have the right person supporting you, insurance, everything, because $100 can make a big difference in the monthly payment.
Right. And Nicole, what your last take on the article And
Well, I
your
think
feeling?
the biggest thing is truly the knowledge base that's out there. When working with a client, it's not only an honor to work with them on the home journey, but it's a responsibility in our world.
Yeah.
And we affect neighborhoods. You sell too low and you go for that quick price. And, there's things that we can do to manipulate neighborhoods, positive and negative, based on sales that are happening there. And when you have the heartbeat of the market and you know what's going on, I think the biggest thing for a consumer to do is turn off the real news. When I say real news, I mean like Fox News or the news channels that are out there broadcasting. You guys, they are bringing doom and gloom and a lot of fear, and fear generates money. And we all know that. But reality is you need the knowledge. You need to tune into your real estate reporter. The knowledge base that you'll be able to find is going to give you what you'll never find on the news. I can tell you that my brain doesn't match Fox News at all. What I do for my clients doesn't match anything that Fox News will tell you you can or can't do in today's world. And the reality is that's the media. It's not the local expert. San Diego County, you guys, we have golden sand. There are a lot of arguments right now. You've got the August 2024 buyer representation became a legal mandate in California. So you have a lot of confused buyers out there that are no longer allowed to do what I used to call Zillow dating at the curb. Yes. And you have a lot of sellers out there that are so focused on commission that truly it has caused, I think the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now are things going into pending and then going back on market over and over and over again. And in my world, I look at it as like liquidated agency, because if you have agency with your realtor where you trust them, you trust their advice, and their brain is talking to you at a high level, to be able to, like they talked about, give proper expectations, give you the hey, here's a strategy to the left. And if we do this, this is what it looks like. If we do this, this is what it looks like. Pre-plan the forward motion, not only from the seller side, but also the buyer side. Because if you give a buyer the unrealistic expectations in today's world, not always can we walk away with $50,000 concessions, right? And there's a lot of sellers right now that are literally just flipping off buyers and saying, I'm going to hold for my price, because they know that patience might bring it to them. Now, I'll tell you, 2024, a lot of times when we look at the past to predict the future, it doesn't really work so much in today's world. In 1999, you needed to know me to know the MLS. Okay. And back then our average price range was under 150,000 in San Diego County. Forward motion, 25 years. And we're at an average sales price today of 900,000. Now, when I go back to 2024, you guys, we did a really cool spike at the beginning of the year. But can I tell you, we took a nosedive. So we spiked first quarter, and first quarter 935,000. And I nosedived through the rest of the year, and I ended it at 860,000 in December.
Perfect.
Now,
I'm sorry, Nicole.
Same trend this year.
Yeah.
Spike in first quarter. Why interest rates cooled off? But today I sit at 900,000. I didn't have a nosedive. You need that local knowledge for you, and tune into us. We'll be happy to help you guys.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Simi, your last take on the article.
I think a lot of what Nicole said is valid. And I also think that the other aspect of it is really partnering with the other agents that are bringing people through the listings, really calling, following up, finding out where they are, where they're situated, and creating a sense of urgency that meets the market need, and just resetting expectations on both sides so that we can get to the finish line every time, and partner with really smart, intelligent people who know how to work hand in hand to really hit the home run.
Thank you so much. And John, your last take on the article.
Yeah, I think we just need to adjust to what the market is right now, be in constant open communication with all of our clients, and just set the expectations, because the market's changing right now and homes are taking longer to sell. And, the sellers don't hold all the cards anymore. It's just a different market now. And we just have to adjust to
Absolutely. And Crystal.
that. And, we have to negotiate concessions between buyers and sellers.
Yep. And Crystal.
But yeah, we just have to be able to.
Any last words, Crystal?
Yeah, I think that, again, reading these articles, take them with a grain of salt and contact your local realtor, and keep an open mind, because I think that being closed-minded in this market will actually potentially financially cost you a lot of money.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, thank you for all your insights, all this feedback, all great information to help our viewers, manage and navigate through the changes in the market. So let's move on to the next segment of the show, our LEARNin Local deals.
Hey guys, again, my name is Martin Magana, but I'm excited to present LEARNin Local deals this week. But first, a quick message from our deal sponsor.
Are you an investor and you just flipped a property and now you can't sell it? Well, I have a loan for you. I have a lot of investors who had an exit strategy of flipping a home and selling it. Now they have to rechart their course, if they can, refinance into a DSCR loan, debt service coverage ratio loan. If you don't know what that is or would like some help getting out of a rut, I've been there fixing and flipping properties, and as market shifts and all of a sudden you can't sell it, so you got to do something. My name is Ruben at Revolution Realty Capital. Would love to help you.
Perfect. Before we get started, one quick thing that I noticed that stuck with me from our insights is something that Simi said about the comps. Just make sure that you see the comps. Don't let anybody push you on the comps, and that you agree with the ARV, because that's all that matters. Because if somebody's pushing you on an ARV that isn't there, you're obviously not going to have a good deal and you're not going to make any money. So make sure nobody pushes you off of that ARV and have really solid comps before you look at any deals like the one coming up right now. So our first deal is going to be over in Rancho Bernardo. I know it's a very prominent area, especially with the whole Apple migration over, with I think it's 6,000 new Apple employees that are planning to move here in the next year. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath, a little bit under 1,200 square feet, sitting on an 8,600 square foot lot. It features a 1-car garage, and overall, it's a very clean property, just needs the cosmetic updates. The only downside to this property is that it is in a 55 up community, so your buyer pool is definitely going to be limited. But that being said, it's still a very clean property, very desirable area, especially in that Rancho Bernardo area. And overall, the property itself, it's just super open, super spacious. You got to walk it to see it, but it just feels very open. And then, let me see. Perfect. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about the 55 up, about the property in general, I'd like to open it up to you guys to ask any questions you'd like.
Perfect. Simi, did you want to go ahead and get started?
Yeah, I mean, I love off-market deals. I love bringing investors or end users to it, because I feel like, especially in places like Rancho Bernardo, there's just such a great golden opportunity. The rental comps are great. The local community is also vibrant. In the 55 and over, is there any sort of a process in which they have to do a review with an HOA committee to do renovations?
Yeah, so the only downside I would say of the 55 up communities is that HOAs are a lot. So this one has an HOA, it has a fee of $51 a month, I believe. So it comes out to like $560.
Yeah.
But that being said, HOAs in 55 and up are a lot more strict on what you can and cannot do, especially with stuff with like accessibility and all that. And the other thing you got to look at in these 55 and up communities is the renovations you're going to put in. So in your typical fix and flip, you want modern, you want it to, depending on the person you're appealing to, flashy updates, really clean updates. In the 55 up, you want to take those down a little bit, and you got to focus more on accessibility than like the really modern updates. So like the showers being the walk-ins, the limited stairs, making sure you're buying 1-story buildings, all that little things that kind of you don't really have to think about in a typical fix and flip.
Awesome.
Great. Nicole, what are your insights on this property?
I love off-market funds, so that's something that we specialize in, right, guys? Truly, my question is always, what's the pet policy in those 55 and up communities? And also, do they have a hold on rent? So can you rent in that community? Or also the occupancy, the age base. So sometimes those 55 and up communities require other occupants in that home to be certain ages. Do you know those three?
I'm pretty sure it's a strict 55 up. There's no age requirement for the second part. In terms of the pets, I'm not sure. I know it's a per HOA basis, but they should be very lenient with at least service animals because of the 55 up standard that they have. I don't believe pets should be an issue here, but all these are little things that you would definitely call your HOA before submitting any type of offer for. But that being said, just overall, the renting, I know HOAs are strict with Airbnbs. It doesn't matter the Airbnb regulations. It's really up to the HOA. In this case, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a very strict Airbnb regulation because they typically don't like to have Airbnb properties in the 55 up that aren't tailored for those, and getting specifically tailored for the 55 up community is a little harder because of the Airbnb regulation. So I would definitely say that it's definitely not a renting property for the highest and best use. It's more of a finding a long-term family here for the highest and best use of this property.
Great. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. John, what are your insights on this property?
Yeah, it looks like a really great deal, a really great off-market deal with a lot of potential to it. My question for Martin is, when you said focus on the access to it, could you elaborate more specifically what you meant by that? Because I wasn't really sure.
So I meant something like the accessibility. So in a typical home, people want the 2 stories, you want the really cool windows, you want the really modern updates. In a 55 up, what you really have to focus on is accessibility for your buyer. So they're not going to be able to walk around as much, especially the older clientele. So you want to make sure that there's minimal stairs, there's very easy access, whether it's ramps or whatever you're putting in. The shower, make sure you don't really have to step into it. You want to make something very accessible. They can just walk into it, because the biggest hurdle for these elderly people is going to be mobility and making sure that they're buying a home that makes them feel safe and that they are safe in it and that they're not worried about tripping all the time or having to go up a lot of stairs or putting a little separation from living room to kitchen where you have to step up, just making sure there's nothing that can hurt.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for your insights. Quick question for you, Martin. Are there any red flags on this property, any title issues, any roof, foundation, any kind of red flags that we should be aware of before considering on making an offer on this property?
No foundation issues. The roof is definitely original. It's got a little bit of spotting, but I wouldn't even worry too much about it. It's basically 50-50 if you want to replace it or not. I would definitely have a contractor refer to you like what you should do with that. And then what was the second part of your question, Chris?
Just I wanted to know if there was any other red flags. You talked about the foundation, you talked about the roof. Just wanted to know if there's anything else that the viewers need to be aware of when purchasing this property or making an offer on this property.
No, just that it's sitting on the corner of a lot. So you'll have the road is right in front of you directly. So for some people, that's a negative. I like it because you have an unobstructed view of everything in front of you. And then you're on a hill. So there's nothing behind you. You have no direct neighbors. So directly in front, directly in back, there's no one there. So you have that extra privacy that a lot of these other homes will not have. And overall, no red flags. The big thing is that anything we get under contract directly will, 1, be directly under contract with the seller, but 2, we run it through title, we run it through escrow, we have EMD in, so we make sure everything is clean and clear. And if there's ever any title issues, because we do have a non-refundable EMD policy, we make sure we refund that immediately because we will never put out a product that has title issues. That is our biggest policy, and that's something we will never fold for anyone. So make sure everything is clear.
Yeah, one last question that I had is I know that for many people who aren't able to sell their homes because a lot of these properties are on the market and they can't get their price, they turn it into possibly long-term rental. Did you say that it's prohibited from renting out this property long-term, or is there a way that they can actually rent this property long-term if they don't get their price?
It's not prohibited. It's more of it really depends on a per HOA basis, because some HOAs will let rentals, some HOAs will not. I know some are very big on it has to be over 60 days. I know it gets tricky with the 55 up, so that's something that I can definitely follow up with you on, and it's more of you would have to call the HOA directly to ask, but I don't believe rental would be the move here, especially the 55 up community that it's in. I don't think it's the best value for this property.
I see. And Crystal, what's your feedback on this? And I know that you've got a lot of clients who are always looking for deals out there. What's your feedback on this property or other properties that they may be looking for? What do they need to be looking for?
I think I agree with so much of what was said. There was so much validity in there and great advice. I think the biggest thing is about the community. What specifically does the community offer? What do they love about it the most? Why are they there? Like you said, the highest and best use and the ideal buyer is someone who's really making this a home and a community, not necessarily a rental. Now, someone who potentially might have the investment standpoint, the thing about this property that I think is great is that you can make it your own. There's a fresh canvas, you can kind of update it and tailor it more to the specific buyer. I think my question would be and you may have briefly touched on this, but potential costs at this, like, I can look at it and say, but if someone were to put in kind of a standard updating, how do you feel that would entirely affect the value from the current asking price at $775 to potential future sales?
Perfect.
Yeah. So for this one, we're estimating between 60 and 80K rehab because it is a very straightforward. None of the big ticket items are in dire need, and it's not going to be a full gut because the owners have kept a very good care of the property. And then going off of the like not the amenities, but kind of what the community benefits to these buyers. Part of that HOA is that the most desirable thing here is the really low HOA, especially 55 and up communities tend to have slightly higher ones. So it's a $51 HOA fee a month. So that's very low for this area. And that being said, they offer a clubhouse, a pool, a spa, they have a gym, and then there's pickleball courts. So they have a lot of amenities to offer for that low fee. So
Yeah.
the big thing here is just making sure that you have your contractor walk any and all properties, make sure they give you a detailed estimate. And then from there, just run your own comps, because I'm going to provide comps, I'm going to provide estimates. But at the end of the day, it's up to you guys to really run your numbers, make sure it works for you. And then from there, we can make something work. Even if it's not an ask, we can always work a reduction, always work something. We just need to make sure it's for a justified reason, because I don't want to go back to the seller and just try to get more money out of them. I want to make sure that, hey, this will work, but it's because we genuinely need this reduction for it to make sense for our buyer.
I see. And Nicole, did you have some feedback on the property?
I just wanted to say thank you for sharing a 55 and up. I think the majority of the people that I talk to that come to me for a 55 and up need, we're dealing with exit strategy. And a lot of times when you talk exit strategy, a lot of first thinking in a consumer's mind is let's buy a mobile home. And I think that's one of the biggest fails that you can make sometimes, because in a mobile home, I have no exit strategy. I can't finance against it. I can't do anything with it. Mm-hmm. It's personal property. I'm controlled by a park, and it's a whole different baby. So thank you for bringing this out in the 55 and up world, because truly, I always tell my elders, my seniors, like, let's invest in the dirt, because with the dirt, I can still scoop. With that mobile home, you have a can, and it's not going to help you when you're 86. I mean, it's what you got to do. So thanks for bringing this one to the table today.
Perfect. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you all for all your insights. And again, with all of our viewers, these are your real estate professionals. Simi, John, Nicole, you got Martin, and then you have Crystal. Reach out to them, text, email them if you're interested in buying these off-market properties. These are your professionals. So with that in mind, I'd like to go on to the next part of our show, our exciting part of the show, the LEARNin Local Events. Tracy, you're muted. Tracy, you're muted.
Oh my God. Okay, I was muted. Sorry. Okay, let's do that again. Tracy Hassey, Super Connector with Tycor Escrow Services, and super excited to talk about events. That is my heartbeat for my business. But first, let's thank our local sponsor here at LEARNin Local Events.
Smart real estate investing starts with the right partner. At HLM Group LLC, we guide investors through every stage, from acquisition to full-service management. Whether short, mid, or long-term rentals, we transform properties into high-performing, fully booked spaces. Design, staging, leasing, hospitality. We don't just manage properties, we create experiences that feel like home. Because the best investments deliver more than returns. They become places where life happens and memories begin. HLM Group LLC, own the property, we'll craft the experience.
So everybody grab your pens, and just know that all these are going to be in the comments after the show. We've got the live Q3 real estate mixer, LEARNin Local Live. It is going to be Thursday, September 25th at Park Hyatt Aviar Resort in Carlsbad. You get to meet everybody that's been on the show and then some. So bring your colleagues. It's going to be a ton of fun. And then the next one, this is another hot event, the Realtors AI Playbook. I know everybody I talk to and want to talk about AI, it's all ears. So you're going to learn the tools and tactics for winning more clients in 2025 and beyond. This is hosted by the University Club atop Symphony Towers. It is an exclusive VIP event for brokers, realtors, and investors, October 8th. 2 to 4 p.m. University Club atop Symphony Towers, downtown San Diego. So be sure to get registered on Eventbrite. And then next we have Friends of Downtown San Diego. That is coming up next Thursday, September 18th. Straight up 12 o'clock. It is a networking speaker luncheon featuring Dr. Christina Bruji. She is the director of San Diego Maritime Museum, and that luncheon will be at the Park Bistro and Brasserie. And once again, get registered on Eventbrite for this one too. And then the San Diego Regional Quarterly Update. Oh my God, I'm so excited about all these events. So this is another business opportunities luncheon. We're going to be talking about the South County business opportunities. The Economic Development Council, the EDC, will be there talking about opportunities, and San Diego Community College talking about different opportunities and construction opportunities, which I know we're all on the edge of our seats to hear about those. Tuesday, October 14th, 11 a.m. at the University Club, right atop Symphony Tower. So I believe that's another Eventbrite. I mean, boom, boom, boom. Here we go. And SDAR, if you're in the commercial space, Commercial Confidence for Residential Agents, or obviously this title says it all, for residential agents. SDAR puts on some of the best events in the industry. They are one of our local real estate associations. That is going to be Tuesday, September 30th, 10 a.m. to noon at their Kearney Mesa Service Center. And that is brought to you by the Commercial Real Estate Division as well of SDAR. And another great one, Aging in Place, Smart Moves for Your Home. And that is going to be on September 17th, 5:30 p.m. at the Compass office at 1 Paseo. So be sure to RSVP to Valerie, who is hosting this event. And then we've got another interactive workshop, Intro to AI. Woohoo! So they're going to be talking key discussions and insights, history of AI, AI in daily life, AI in business, ChatGPT, live Q&A by My Tech Academy. And next, not the last but not the least, Deal or No Deal. This is so great for everybody on the show, the realtors, investors, brokers. House flipping pitch sessions. So that is hosted by Cal Home Co. Turn properties into profits. We also have Real Estate Investing 101, Profitable Path for Beginners in San Diego. And that is once again another Eventbrite. William Legacy REI presents the Real Estate Investing 101. That is Wednesday, August 16th, Saturday, September 13th. And be sure to go to Eventbrite to get registered. She Leads, for all the ladies out there, the power of women in real estate. Get ready to be empowered, connect, and find inspiration at a dynamic mastermind session. Thursday, September 18th, 10 a.m.
All right, Tracy, it looks like there's going to be a lot of great events out there, especially the one with Aviara. And I recommend all of our viewers and everyone come to the Aviara event. That way we can see each other live, right?
September 25th.
Yeah, there's a lot of AI things, a lot of AI technology that's here to help us be better at our business. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the events that we got going on?
I'm looking forward to going to them all. They all look like amazing networking events, business opportunities, get some FaceTime, grow your network. Yep. And yep. I mean, I'm studying AI right now. I'm trying to learn on a curve, but yeah, it's incredible what it's able to do. Absolutely.
Well, I can help you with that. That's what I live teaching and training on as well.
Great, well, I think one of the most important parts for all of us is just continuing to stay around like-minded individuals. Because to me, it fuels my fire at a high level. And it's just so, it's an honor to be here with you guys today. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Likewise.
You know,
networking is so important. That's how I met Ruben. That's how I was able to get on the show. So it's just, I'm glad I did, because now I'm able to meet all these incredible service providers and all these experts in the field. So definitely getting out to these events is very important.
Well, and too, what is so much fun when we go together, a couple of us, we really get to edify each other. Rather than me talk about myself, Christopher gets to edify me. I get to edify Christopher, and
Yep.
so on. And that is worth its weight in gold, right?
And
Absolutely. Have somebody selling you and promote you instead of you doing it yourself. It works every single time.
Okay, great, you guys. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's so great to have everyone here. And remember, it's all about you guys. We spotlight you. We want to make you the influencers of your community. So hopefully we did a great job in spotlighting you and showcasing all of your talents, your passions, and what you can do for all of our viewers. So now let's move on to the next part of our show. But before we do that, again, we are here to connect, collaborate, and to create content. That's why we're all here, to help each other. But last word, let's go ahead and move on to the final segment of the show, LEARNin Local Spotlight. All right, well, everybody, we're nearing the end of the show, but I wanted to get everybody's last take on the show. And what's your takeaway? So let's kick it off with Tracy. What was your takeaway from today's show?
Well, I always say teamwork makes the dream work, Christopher, and really working with the experts in the industry. We're in a transitional market. Smart buyers have opportunities. Sellers must be strategic. And when you work with a Ticor Escrow Services, you're working with the leaders, the best in the industry, backed by a Fortune 300 company. We're going to help you take it to the finish line. All of you work so hard to get it into escrow. So we're the experts, and we're going to take it to the finish line. So cheers to your success. Let's rock the house.
Thank you so much, Tracy. And Martin, 30 seconds. What's your last take on the show? Martin, you're muted.
Just make sure you surround yourself with people that are like-minded, like I said before, and just make sure you're around experts in the field, right? Call Crystal, call John, call Simi, call Nicole. Make sure you are around people who are, if you don't know the answer, don't be afraid to ask, because these are the people who are doing this day in, day out. They know the answer, or they'll know somebody who knows the answer, and just make sure you're making educated decisions, especially with the amount of money we're dealing with. So make sure you're always doing your best to just have your due diligence in place. So
perfect. Thank you so much. And Simi.
Yes. So who you work with really does matter. And people that are on this panel and on these shows, we are learning from each other. We are working together. We are going to shake hands and do deals together. So really empowering us to work with you and to work with our buyers and sellers is really the way to stand out in this business. So I appreciate the networking with you guys, and I appreciate serving all those that serve and my clients that know, like, and trust me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Simi. Nicole, what do you have for us?
Two things. You're always buying a house, but sometimes it's not yours. And the other thing is it's never too late to start building your generational wealth. That's it. Those two
Fantastic.
things.
Very powerful in just a few seconds. And Crystal, please give us your insight, your feedback, your last word on what you thought about the show and your takeaway.
I appreciate it, you guys. Everybody that's here, thank you for tuning in. I think the most important thing that I pulled away from today and hearing from all of these experts and working closely with Simi and Coronado there is that if you're thinking about buying or selling, you should absolutely have that conversation. And now is the time to lean in on strategies and not that guesswork. So get that plan in place, and we can help you get where you want to go, especially in today's market.
Fantastic. Thank you all. And Mr. Carlsbad.
Just to piggyback off of what Crystal was saying right there, just set the expectation, be in constant communication with your clients, be ready to adjust to the market, and be willing to adjust, learn, and network.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Carlsbad. And Ruben, great to see you. So glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much. To all you guys, I really appreciate the opportunity to facilitate this event. Thank you so much. Chris, you did a great job hosting. Crystal, amazing job hosting. Tracy and Martin as well. And Nicole, Simi, and John, thank you so much for being on the show. You guys provided great information, and we're really looking forward to launch this thing officially in Q4. So if you thought this was good now, it's going to be even better when we officially launch. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And before we end our show, one last thing. If you're interested in having a spotlight on our show and becoming a part of this amazing and growing community, don't be shy. Reach out to us. We'd love to have you on our show. So spotlight you as the industry professional and influencer within your community. Thank you so much for coming to our show, everybody, the viewers, all of our professionals. Thank you so much. And we'll see you at the next LEARNin Local Live.
Woohoo!